But this question of the week in terms of identity, let me just try and answer this. Who am I? We're defined by name. We're defined by job. Don't you do that? What's your name? So I ask David, who are you? And I ask, what do you do? That's how we define ourselves. And you'll get someone say, oh, my name is Maria, and I'm just a housewife. What do you mean, just a housewife? Don't ever use that phrase. But that's how we identify ourselves, by job. In some cultures, in indigenous cultures in Australia, in indigenous cultures elsewhere, including in Scotland, it's what's your name and who are your people? We identify ourselves by our tribe, by our group. In today's world, a lot of people identify themselves by their sexuality. I have had people come up and say, hi, my name is John and I'm gay or something. And why? Why would people do that? But people do identify. We might identify ourselves by our culture. We identify ourselves in terms of style. I don't know why, and some of you can explain this, but the mullet seems to be really back in fashion in Newcastle. I can't remember seeing a huge amount in the northern beaches, but maybe. Okay, but it's a form of identity, isn't it? We identify ourselves in many different ways. Sometimes we identify ourselves even by church or religion. You're going on a dating app or something and you say, my name is Andrew and I'm a Presbyterian. I think that's pretty well you ended as far as that goes. But, we might say that. We can identify ourselves in terms of religion. And then some people are not happy with who they are. They want to be someone else and so convince themselves or are convinced by others that in fact they are. That's what the whole transgender issue is about. There are some people who genuinely have what is called gender identity disorder. They are male, but they want to be, or they think they are, female within themselves, or the other way around. And it's not just male to female. There's a soap opera in the United Kingdom called Doctors, and recently it had an episode promoting the idea of furries. What's that? That's someone who adopts a fursona, believe it or not. A fursona is a personality based upon an animal. You dress up as the animal, you behave like the animal, you share with others who have the same identities. Sometimes they even change their names. Now, it may appear a bit of a joke, but it's not. It's actually very serious and has serious consequences. Because the trouble is we've become so confused and identities are so transient. It is so confusing being a young person without having all these different options and choices. It's like the old days. You go into a shop and, I remember going to a football stadium and some Italian came in very immaculately dressed from Milan and they said, can we have a cappuccino? And the person behind said, no, we just do black coffee and white coffee. We don't do fancy coffee. When coffee was just, that's what you got. And now you can have endless varieties. Well, people have done that with identities. You can have endless varieties, and it becomes very confusing. Now, here where you have to be really careful. The Bible doesn't condemn that at one level. Let me explain it this way. The Bible understands the desire for change, the sense that there must be something more, the sense that this is not enough. Who I am is not enough. The Bible gets that. It's just that the Bible recognizes the problem but goes way, way deeper than just changing a relatively superficial identity. We don't just need a new change of clothes or a new set of cultural identities. What we need is a new heart, a new beginning. We don't just need a new job. We need to become a new person. We need to be born again in the biblical sense. And that only happens through Christ.